Hello my lovely and underrated witches, I'm the powerhouse machine, and not child-loving merciless_witch, and in today's video, we have to talk about grooming in Dead by Daylight since apparently a lot of YouTubers like their community a bit too much as they should've. Like, don't get me wrong, you can like your community, but not so much that you are trying to make a simp army out of them or try to groom because you are a little desperate piece of shit. So with no more further than said, let's start with the video, and let's hope that I will survive that massive amount of bullshit. Act 1. Why talking about grooming now? Okay, so I recently researched about racism in Dead by Daylight, where I found not so many videos about the topic. Basically the two main sources which I had was the video from Timid Tidy, and the video from Vampicfy, where she shows 3 content creator that are racist to other people in their videos, and on how 2 sudden content creator are grooming fucking childs. Those content creator are the homophobic and racist YouTuber Asilis, which are god thankfully stoked doing YouTube videos, because I didn't wanted to know on how much big the topic would have been if he would have still done it, and someone very new into the bullshit roaster. My witches and mages, I present to you here the king to the grooming roaster, because yes, he is the second person which wanted to groom a child. The third person, which you maybe already know, is CM Winter, a YouTuber which I already made a video on, and which we're going to smack to the ground again. And the fourth person, which is somehow still too allowed on making videos on this platform, is Okadu, which again we will talk about him sadly. But before we talk more, let's switch the act, because yes, we have a lot to talk about. Act 2. How did grooming got into Dead by Daylight? We can't just say that one YouTuber was the problem that created that bullshit. Like, this topic is a bit of a harder one to understand, because in my opinion are several problems the reasons that grooming got into Dead by Daylight. Let's start with the general content of Dead by Daylight, which you can see on YouTube. In my opinion are a lot of the videos on YouTube, when it goes to YouTube, written, created, edited and advertised to humans to a younger audience. The way of speaking and the edits, the topics which they are having on their YouTube channel, like, I'm sorry, but you can see that a lot is getting to reach a younger audience. And yes, some of you might say that those content creators can't anything for that, but I completely disagree here, because I know from my channel and channel demographic is that the content which you are created are reaching those people which you intended to make them reach the video. If they really didn't want to have such a young audience, they could change just a little bit on their thumbnails, video topics, and a bit of the editing, and voila, you have another audience which are more aged. The thing is, this audience doesn't let you allow to do some bullshit, because they have usually a brain with 1 to 3 of the exception, which means that you might lose those viewers faster than the younger ones, since the younger ones are usually, you know, young and loving bullshit, which is just toxic and accepting always, and badly written apology is the YouTuber did fucked up something again to the 420th time in a second. So we now know the first point on how grooming did get into Dead by Daylight. So let's go to the second point. The YouTubers. Yes, now we can finally rant about YouTubers who are misusing this, but don't worry, we got some other points. YouTubers which are usually creating Dead by Daylight videos on YouTube are also having social media such as stream groups, Twitter, Instagram, and a Discord server where they can interact with their community, or even worse, writing some direct messages to their community. Since a lot of YouTubers are a bit of model for a lot of people, or even here on this channel, a light to signal that there is other content than Salty Survivor Main makes a killer tier list. Dead by Daylight, or the next big license speculation. Dead by Daylight. To have on platform, do they want to be as near as much as they can on their favorite YouTuber, or even how other do want to call themselves worser? Role model. And yes, that hooded right now, write that narcissistic bullshit down, to interact with them, or even better, playing with them some rounds of Dead by Daylight together. Since a lot of YouTubers know that for in fact, do they try to play or interact as much as possible which are paying them money for basically nothing, or only with those people which they are finding very attractive. Since a lot of YouTubers are such lonely and sad souls that they have literally no friends in real life or in the internet, are they basically misusing their community for stuff such as sexting, sending them nudes, or worse, gaslight them, blocking them, or blackmailing them if they don't continue to write with their YouTuber romantically, which they are basically forcing their own viewers to write with them weird shit and kinks.
Stop it. Get some help.
Those 2 points alone are very, and I do mean it, a very extreme hardcore combo, but then also blackmailing their fans, like, I'm sorry.
It's time to stop! It's time to stop, okay? No more! Where the fuck are your parents?
The third point before we go on to smash those YouTubers in the ground is the game or the platform itself. On every platform, it doesn't care if it's on stream, Stadia, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, mobile or Epic Games do the very bare minimum to not let the people buy the games. On Steam you just have to give your birthday, which, let's be honest, a lot of us lied in on such platforms. Have a PayPal account and a bank account, which isn't hard to get because I had even one when I was 14 years old, or buying a Steam prepaid card, and voila. they can buy the game, install it and play. Like I don't want to not have the opportunity on how it feels to getting camped from a basement bubba on the ground again. Also their parents have a sudden fault to get because they didn't teach their children on what to do on the internet and not what to do, but those are only smaller points. So that we at least know why the game is now having such problems with groomers, so let's talk about those YouTubers who are misusing that bullshit. Act 3, the YouTubers which are grooming. So let's talk about those individuals which I want to be removed from YouTube because of what they did to their viewers. Candidate 1, Okadu. Okadu is one of the biggest YouTuber and the best fit if we take my formula, which I credit. His videos are loud, noisy and edited for the typical child. What we don't see on his YouTuber channel is that he is grooming his viewers, especially if they are female, on his Discord. Behavior Interactive already banned him, but since he is just making compilations, don't I have to say that it basically didn't bring anything at all. When he got exposed, he also tried to create an me versus them narrative, which he failed very hard. He also liked to witch hunt his own community when they said something against him, or even wanted to rape a viewer from his. With his compilation videos does he archive that a lot of survivors in the game, just trying to bully other survivors or killers, and making the community worse, that everyone tries to kill everyone else because of his behavior. If you want more information about him, should you watch my video about here, because you know, the video is mainly focused on Asilis and King. Candidate 2, CM Winter. I also have a video about him, just to let you know. He is almost like Okadu, just that he doesn't do compilation videos that often, and also tries to copyright strike everyone down, which is even trying to talk about him. Here again, if you want to know what he did, watch the video from me about him, because this video is more focused on Asilis and King. But before we move on, I also want to mention that he likes to try and dropping some other YouTubers their name if needed, and his Discord server is more locked up than a security zone in a plane. Candidate 3, Asilis and Aaron. No, I'm not done with him, and yes, it won't be the last video where I am talking about him, but for those which aren't knowing on what I am talking about, Asilis was known for his stylish videos and thumbnails, aka everything that everyone wanted, something new but also not in the same time, till he got exposed that he is racist, which you can see here, where he dropped the N-word several times, and made jokes about people which are just having more pigment than others, a homophobe, because he doesn't like when people are lesbian, or gay for some fucking reason, in several tweet longers and videos where he posted and deleted apology video on his channel which no one liked. I already talked about him several times how bad he is, but this shit is worse. I mean, look at it. Buying you a kiss for $5 and people that are thinking that they are in a relationship, which he wouldn't mind with a 14 years old child. What the fuck? And yes, we will get later to it on why that is a 14 years old child, but why am I dragging Aaron with it? Because both were friends and both tried to clean their shoulders whenever they could. Technically Aaron didn't groom, but Kmen, being friends with a racist, homophobe and an pedo, sorry but I know. What the fuck? Like, I'm sorry, but after talking about this guy several times, I don't have any words about him, because repeating it over and over and over again is just the hellhole for me. Aaron also never gave a statement or said to the public that he is distancing himself, but hey, racists and groomers are apparently holding more together than paper with glue, I guess, because guess what? On my email didn't he wanted to answer me, so that shows just everything. Candidate 4, King. Oh my fucking god, why is everyone getting worse and worse with every video I am uploading here more on YouTuber? Before a few months ago did I liked King so much, and now this. What the fuck is going on that so many Reddit people are having so many viewers, so many followers? Like, please someone explain me this, because this is hurting my brain more than ever Yandra could ever do. But before I'm going to get his channel, let me explain who the King is. King is a Dead by Daylight YouTuber which originally just only uploaded news or update stuff in the Dead by Daylight community, but also recently started to create videos like Schmuckles about conspiracy theory videos, because this is apparently bringing more money. But now being a groomer. Let me change for one moment my voice and let me read what he did right, a 14 years old again.
So here's the game. We take turns to ask each other questions about each other, a good way to get to know one another, but the person must answer truthfully and the other person can ask legit anything. The goal is to ask something so crazy the other person refuses to answer and you win. So the question can be weird, weird, sexual, personal, odd, and thing. Makes sense. Oh yeah, do you have Snapchat or something XD?
My head, I can't. My witches, he had only 42,000 followers, so don't come up with the
Oh, it could be in wrong account.
because I others, and they told me that the server is so locked up like CM Winters is right now. My witches and mages, this is a content creator which is getting paid for Dead by Daylight. Yes, you heard right. This man here, which was in Behavior Interactive, which is getting paid to shut up about sudden stuff, is a groomer. Yes, I couldn't also believe, so let me ask you a question. Do you remember the creator from this video? Yes, I stalked her Steam down, and she gave me the interview which I needed and from where her sources are. Act 4, the interview. My witches, my mages, all of those YouTubers didn't wanted to talk with me except her. You will listen in a few seconds to the following interview with my cringe voice, which I'm sorry about, but I needed to get this interview because no one else wanted to talk with me. The interview topic was about her video, since her video helped me a lot in my research. Good luck handle my cringe voice, and here is the interview.
Can you basically tell me what happened? Or how did you get the information with King? So how I found out, and this happened with Useless too, because so my friend, my in real life friend, this happened with him. Those were his messages in his DMs. And some of the pictures that I showed with Useless were also with him, my IRL friend. Okay. So basically, Useless did wrote this stuff to your friend, and your friend told it to you. Is that correct? Well, what happened? They would call a lot. This was years ago. You know, that video is like 2 years old now. So they would call sometimes, and they would say stuff, and he would flirt with them. Because my friend has a very feminine voice. Sorry. You know. Yeah. Is Useless bisexual, or is he just, or did he got himself trapped? I'm sorry. So my friend, he was 14 at the time, what? And so he had a very feminine voice. Oh my fucking god! And he's also gay, so you know Did he knew that he was 14? Well, let me think back. I'm pretty sure he did know. Because they would talk a lot on, like, voice calls. Okay. Was this guy, your 14-year-old friend, or I think he's now 16 years old? I don't know. Was he a fan from Useless, or was he just a friend? He was a fan, and he met him through the Discord server. Oh my fucking god. Sorry. And I went in there too, in that server, and it was kinda weird. It was around when they had that art competition. Like the whole server was just kinda very anti-rules. Anti-rules? Like, they would say, like, slurs occasionally and all that. So, in your video, you also talked about King. King, yeah. The YouTuber with the news updates. Can you tell me how did you get information, what happened there, and what was basically going on? Because someone said that he saw what happened, and he saw that King basically tried to block and delete everything, which proved to it what happened. Yeah. So what happened was I made the video. Alright, wait, go back a little bit. So my friend, the 14-year-old at the time, again, and he knew his age. But he didn't know he was a boy. That was the only thing. He didn't know he was a boy. Everything in that video is like all the stuff that I had. And that was from my friend. It was someone I trust very much. And we're still friends like to this day. So he doesn't he wouldn't lie about this. He wouldn't what? He wouldn't lie for getting attention. Oh no. He screen shared his Discord. Okay. So it wasn't like edited pictures. There was something that happened with King after I made that video, if you want to hear about that. Yeah, sure. Okay. So I made the video, and maybe about 5 hours later, the video didn't have any traction yet. It had maybe 1,000 views. This woman texted me on Twitter, and she asked me if I made the video, and I said yes, because I didn't know who she was. And, I was 16, at the time, by the way. So this, like, was new to me, like, I've never gone through anything like that before. And so she was basically, like, asking me for proof, and she was like, you know, you can get sued for this, and I was just kind of being rude back, because, you know, that was my friend that had gone through that. And so I was kind of over it, and then I was like, if King really wanted to sue me, he would message me himself. You know what happened after that? He texted me on Twitter. But, he sent me, like, paragraphs on paragraphs, like, threatening to sue me, and I was like, dude, I am 16, I'll unlist it, if you think that isn't true. But obviously I looked, my friend screen shared, and I saw it was true. And, you know, so I made it public again. And he just kept getting mad, and he eventually, sorry if you can hear my dog, she's like crying outside my door. But eventually he was like, I'm not gonna read any of your messages anymore. You either take the video down or I'll file a lawsuit. And so at that point, I just deleted my Twitter because that was the easiest thing to do.
Against the 16-years old. Oh my fucking gosh, yeah.
Like, and I had the least amount of stuff in that video about him. It was mostly about Silas.
Yes, my witches, you heard right. King wanted to sue a 16 years old because of the video. I'm saying it again. King wanted to sue someone because of what he did do. Vampicfy used to be 16 years old when that happened, and the child used to be 14 when this happened. Excuse me, don't be now angry on me, but on how stupid do you have to be to even send this to someone? Ha 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 ha. I'm going insane. How is this normal? And why did no one did talk about this yet? If we're already talking about this, should we to Act 5? Act 5, the reaction from the community. I could have copy and paste my sentences from the racism because it is basically the same. No one apologies, and if something is getting exposed, or the kids army already disliking the video to the ground without even wanting to listen me out. People are still supporting the trash YouTubers King, Aaron, Asilis, Okadu, and CM Pedophile, and the people don't want to give an apology or just do a basic one where the others are accepting them, which is again disrespectful against me because, you know, I got groomed from Okado, which you would know if you would have watched my Okado video. I know, shameless advertising here, but I also want to talk about a sudden situation which happened a few months ago. I played with some other people together on my Xbox Series X, where we were 2 girls and 2 boys. Those 2 boys tried to fucking flirt with her when she was 15, and they were 38 years old. I had always to say something till I kicked them because they didn't wanted her to leave alone, but apparently supporting this now or what? The community is now copying this behavior from their favorite YouTuber. Like, I'm sorry, but it doesn't help if all of those people didn't wanted to answer me one fucking question. I was so mad up to this point, where I asked Behavior Interactive several times now if they are knowing the situation, why they are still paying King, and on why they are supporting such a behavior. And you can guess what happened. No answer. All of those had over 7 days time to answer, but no. Let us just don't, and let pedophiles on the platform. End words. I'm not lying with you, I'm pissed. How can be something like this normal? I'm also disappointed from Behavior Interactive because just ignoring when there is a pedo. Well, yeah, no. How can you selling yourself that you're LGBT friendly and then doing this? How can any one of those YouTubers have channels with such a big audience, and why in the hell names does no one talk about this? Get A, those kids out of the game, or B, the groomer, but stop being red-a-root and stop ignoring this bullshit. I think I just end it here because I am so mad that I have no words anymore. This is just not normal for me, and I'm disappointed of all of those channels. Thank you for watching the video, and see you in next week's video again. Bye.